Hello, everyone, and welcome to our today's webinar about batch, print, and convert your SolidWorks files. My name is Tero, and I work as a product director at Terasoft. And today with me is Tim to answer your questions. You can place a question anytime you want in the GoToWebinar chat box, and we will reserve some time after this webinar to go through all your possible questions. This time, the webinar is more about live demo, how you can really easily use custom tools in SolidWorks or in SolidWorks PDM to output your SolidWorks files to neutral file formats or make a paper print. Quite many of the features that I'm going to present you today are new features in CustomTools 2021, which includes templates and file filters. But let's start and go to the real demo. So I will stop my webcam. So this time, if you are expecting to see a long PowerPoint show with a lot of information, I need to make a disappointment, as this time we are mainly concentrating on a live demo instead. So without further talks, let's start. So I have here SolidWorks 2021 along with SolidWorks PDM 2021, and I'm using the just a few weeks ago or month ago released CustomTools 2021 release with all the new features related to batch file conversion and batch printing. So let's start by opening up SolidWorks. Today we are using a press roller demo assembly to demonstrate different features in CustomTools. So typically when you are ready with your design, you need to share your design documents in a way or another, either to your subcontractors or to shop floor to really produce what you have been designed to make things alive and concrete. Excuse me. So when you have a fresh CustomTools setup, I have now only defined custom properties so that all these files have custom properties populated, but I haven't configured anything related to batch printing or batch file conversion. So when we first time launch print and convert, CustomTools detects that this is the first time we are using the feature. So we can start by selecting whether we want to print, so to make a real paper prints in practice, or convert native SolidWorks documents to some neutral file format, such as PDF, DWG, STEP, Parasolid, or basically any of over 20 file formats that SolidWorks is supporting. So let's start with a convert option. So first task to do what our manager has asked us to provide is a spare part catalog. So we need to make a PDF book that contains the drawings of all the parts that we have defined to be spare parts. So we select that we want to convert drawings to some other file format. in this case to PDF. We are good to go next. And then we want to use a special option in CustomTools to merge all PDF files into single PDF document. What we need to do is to define output path to our created PDF file if that is something different than CustomTools suggest, like in this case, the PDM vault where my assembly resides, but I choose to use different folder. In this case, we save it locally to my documents and the demo folder I have created previously. And if you don't want to use suggested file name, in this case, source file name, and you can always see an example of the output file here, you can change it as you wish. Traditional CustomTools options will give you even more options, but we can come back to that later during this webinar. So we use the source file, and then we just want to include their spare part book. And we want to change also the suggested conversion rule name that we can easily refer to that in the future. So create spare part catalog. Okay, so now we have told to CustomTools what we are expecting to get. And by default, that rule is already selected. But as we can see from the printing order list, there are 21 files. And I have here in the settings defined based on the custom properties that not all of these are spare parts. Obviously, there is only a few of them. So what we can do instead, manually going to remove the checkbox from non-spare part drawings, we can use the filter option. And in CustomTools 2021, we have redefined the complete filter functionality if you have used that in earlier releases of CustomTools. So we want, in this case, to select certain files. And we can freely build up the condition how to either select or clear the selection. In this case, we will use a model property, and we want that the spare part is yes. So in those cases, we want a supported document, in this case, the drawing is selected. And we want to apply this rule to our create spare part catalog batch conversion rule, or this filter there. And now we can see that only some of the files are selected. And if we go to the printing order, we can see that there is only 4 of files there. But actually, what I would like to also have there is the main assembly drawing included. And it's not defined to be a spare part, obviously. I could here just select it, but it would mean that also in the future, I would need to separately always select it. So I'm going to modify my filter still a bit. So I want also if a file type is I want to be selected this if file type is drawing of an assembly. And let's add that previously selected rule there as well, that we have both there. So we are happy if the drawing is made from the assembly, or if model property of spare part is yes. Now we have both rules there. And this I forgot to do in the first time. So now we can see that the rule is applied there. And we have here the main assembly drawing and then all our spare parts. Okay, so now we should be good to go, and we can just hit OK to let CustomTools to process all the 5 documents that I specified to be created. Just wait a couple of seconds to let CustomTools to process those files. Okay, now it seems to be ready. And the folder where we created this is this one. And if we open now the PDF file, we see that there is 5 pages there. We have the main assembly there, and then we have all individual spare parts included there. So this is something that you were able to do the merge PDF already in earlier releases of CustomTools, but this new filtering was introduced in CustomTools 2021. Then we can go a bit more advanced functionality that you can do with CustomTools, and then we go in traditional CustomTools profile options where you can define a bit more functionality. So here we can see the rule we already created, and we see that there is also this filter applied, what we introduced earlier. So let's create a rule to make a DXF files from our sheet metal parts. So if we need to cut the sheet metal plates to build our roller assembly, we need to have DXF files. So let's create a rule for that. So let's call it create DXF from sheet metal parts, and the output file type should be then DXF. In conversion options, we select an advanced option to create file from assembly according to the sheet metal part thickness. And just an example, we can have laser cut information there attached to each and every node. So this is something that you can define in the settings elsewhere in CustomTools. So what text to display there attached to each and every view. This applies to parts by nature, and let's save this to same folder than we used to output the spare part book as well. So it's this folder, and now you can see those more advanced options we can use, for instance, model properties, development properties, if we have any there. So this gives a bit more properties than the wizard style definition. So we use the source file name, and then we can add there also material and thickness to separate different files. Now we are fine with that, and then we go to the same place where we were previously already. And if we check now the batch conversion rules and select the rule itself, CustomTools selects all the files, but actually we want to only select the sheet metal files. So we need to go to the filter, and we can do it really quickly by defining that we select the file if the file type is a sheet metal part, and we don't need to do anything else except that we want to attach this rule here to use it later on as well. And now we can see that where we have the sheet metal files, only those are now selected. And without further talks, we can process those 3 files. So CustomTools automatically detects the files that are made from sheet metal. And in this specific assembly, we have files that represents 2 different thickness. So if we go to here and select the DXF, we can see that we have 2 different files. One is both are made from the AISI 316 stainless steel sheet, whereas another has thickness of 2 millimeters and another 10 millimeters. So those 10 millimeter parts, we have there are 2 different parts, and if we check the another one, it has 1 part where we have it flattened 1-to-1 and cleaned from all annotations, dimensions, etc. So this is ready for the laser cutting, and as I said, you can also attach their note text, for instance, to include the material as text or thickness, project, cutting length, or any other useful information. Next, I'm going to show how you can make a bit more advanced things what comes to the sheet formats or quantities. So there are certain files that are built in-house and some are bought outside the company. So my task is now to send PDF files from the drawings that we are going to purchase outside. And I need to use sheet format templates provided by the vendor. So how to accomplish that task? So let's go to the options again. I will already set up here the custom property that is a placeholder for quantity. So how many items I want to order of certain part. So let's put it here. Then I need to define so-called sheet format action. So what CustomTools should do for the sheet format. So let's say that our vendor is in this case ATRsoft. So let's call it apply ATRsoft sheet format. Okay. Then I need to define that I know that in this design I have used a few different sheet sizes. So for instance, A4 portrait. So if that is used, then I want to change that to A4 portrait by ATRsoft. And I can repeat this procedure to all different sheet sizes that is used in the design. So I just tell the corresponding sheet format of each individual sheet that is used in the design. So this is something that needs to be done once, and it's then stored in the settings. So this is not something that you would need to repeat for each time that you want to output some files. Another option is just to reload sheet format if you have made recently some changes to your sheet format, so you can also instruct to reload that before outputting the file. But this case, we just temporarily change the sheet format. Then we can also affect layers. So let's make it similar here, that I want to hide tolerance table, which is in certain layer in my drawings. So I don't remember what is that layer, but we can let CustomTools to read all available layers. So there is 2 different layers. Format, I don't want to consider that at all, so I just leave it as it is, but tolerance I want to turn off when this rule is selected. So now I have done pretty much what I need to done here, settings in CustomTools side. So we can just accept all the changes, and let's go back where actual work is done. So we need to create here like new rule. We again convert drawings to PDF, and let's merge them into one single PDF file again. And as previously, let's use the folder that we have used in the demo. So it's that one. And let's have company name there after. So this source path I don't really need here. Now it looks good. And let's call this like a PDF drawings to vendor ATR soft. Now all those are selected, but there was this make or buy selection, and I want to only include those that are bought. So actually I can verify even which those are. I can search for buy. There is 8 matches. I can select here and enable preview even for those files and go through individually there, like where those files are located. So if you open the preview here, and there was 8 of those, so I can go back and forth and see that is my settings correct, that is it correctly defined which are buy paths and do they look good. And here we can already see in the preview that in the template there is like a CustomTools logo there and how it approximately looks like. There is a landscape drawing as well, and there is also the tolerance table here visible. So let's close the preview and create that filtering rule, which we are still missing. So if model property make or buy equals buy, then we want to select the files and let's save it there. So now we have a good list of drawings to convert, and we need to still remember that we wanted to change the sheet format to apply ATS sheet format. I want to add quantity to the drawings, that they tell how many we need of each part, and I want to hide the tolerance table. So I need to make all these selections. And now one can think that in previous versions of CustomTools, you really needed to remember to select all these things. So what we can do now, that we save this as a template. And we can see here in the summary that what is included in this rule. So I can call this like send files to ATR. And all these settings are included to this rule. And now we have here new tab template. So if I select this rule, then all these options are selected automatically. But now we already did that selection, so we don't need to do it again. Instead, I will show it you later on how it works. So we can just hit OK to go through all these files. You can already see from here on the preview already that tolerance table is height, and also the sheet format is changing. So we are good to go what we defined to do. And now the task is finished. And if we check now the 8 years of book, we have here the different sheet format applied, and there is no tolerance table there. So this is really handful functionality also, not only to hide, for instance, tolerance table or some other manufacturing information, but if you are making, for instance, a spare part catalog, you may want to hide all the dimension information, since that is completely irrelevant there, and also may expose some IPR there. So that is something that you can use as well. So if we close that one and go back to here, now I can show why we saved these rules as a template. So if we hit print and convert, we have here the template tab also available, and there's that send files to ATR. So I can just hit that, and we can see that there was a layer definition selected automatically. In additional options, there was sheet format action. This add quantity was selected automatically. We have batch conversion selected there automatically. So everything is there already. Now we ordered only one piece of this roller assembly, but let's say that we want to make them 20. So I could change the quantity here to 20. And then CustomTools can multiply correctly like all the now quantities here. So actually, if we look at the printing order, we see that in order to produce 20 of these roller assemblies, we need to have that many pieces of each individual items listed in here. And if we still want to run this once to overwrite the file that we already had there, we can actually see it from here already that CustomTools is updating the quantity there based on what we just selected. So let's wait that to finish. And now here in the 8 years of book, we have updated quantities here. For instance, 80, this was 40, and so on. So you can also include those quantities in output files. And if you need to later on modify any of these templates or filters, you can find them all in options. So for instance, file conversion, there is the PDF drawings to vendor ATRsoft. There is a possibility to edit this filter, what was there defined there. And then we have a separate page for all the templates. So now we have only one template there selected where we can see what is included. And if we want to edit that, we can change any of the options there, for instance, in which order to place all the PDF files in the merge PDF file. In the beginning, we were also talking, or I was talking also about the PDM. So let's still check like how this all aligns with SolidWorks PDM. So we can actually close SolidWorks and let's go to PDM admin. So I have here CustomTools or CT task add-in installed, and I can use that add-in to define a task. So we want to use CustomTools 2021 task add-in, and let's call it, for instance, batch print. Then we need to define the execution method. I have now this one virtual computer, so it's good to execute there. But as you may know, this allows anyone who is using PDM to make the printing, batch printing, or batch file conversion without having a local SolidWorks installed. This is a batch operation as a type, and we want to access this in a PDM Vault View context menu. And we don't actually need to define anything else at this point. If we want to do file conversions or print in the workflow state transitions, for instance, when something is approved, we can also use it as an action here. Just execute a task, and now we have the batch print also available here. So that can be done as well. But we can just now go to Vault and see how you can benefit from CustomTools there. So let's go to the roller press, and let's say that we want to print some prototype. We need to test, let's say this handler. We need to test this one, like how it works in practice. Like, is it like something that fits into hand well before we start the production? And we just want to 3D print one prototype from this. And for that purpose, we need a STL file that is supported by our printer. So I can right click here, and in CustomTools, I can select batch print. And as we now started from empty profile in the beginning, and we don't have a rule for that yet in the batch conversion, we have only this what we have defined. We need to create a new one, and we want to part file to be converted to STL. And not to make any exception, we use the same folder again. And here is what we are expecting to get out. And now we can just accept the rule name. It's describing name that we can use in the future as well. So we can just hit OK. And now PDM will take care of the job we just defined. So if we go to see tasks list here, we saw already that SolidWorks was launching in the background. The task we just launched is starting up in the background. And it's opening the file we defined. and making the conversion to STL. So if we go to see here, we have the STL file there. And now in the future, if someone just asks that, hey, I want to get, for instance, an STL output from this pairing, then I can just right click here and go to CustomTools Batch Print. And I have already defined that rule. So all I need to do is to send in the batch part to STL batch conversion rule. And if there's any other settings that I need to select, then I can create a template from that. So then I need to only select a template, or if I need to somehow filter what I'm doing, then I can always attach filter to that batch conversion rule. And as a last thing, before ending this webinar, we can quickly see like how you can produce the paper prints if that is necessary. So we have a separate section here for the print profiles. So this works also both in SolidWorks, or you can use that in PDM Vault View without having SolidWorks installed. So creating printing rules is based on the similar wizard than what we used to use already with the batch conversions. So I just select what I want to use by default. So I have here my Epson printer available. I select like which tray I want to use to take the paper, if there's like a different options, for instance, different paper sizes or for different kind of paper. And by default, I want to print everything in A4 landscape and zoom to fit in order that bigger drawings also fit in the paper. I could also add another printer based on different settings, but I'm happy to use this printer only. And I see now the settings here. But not all my drawings are A4, so I would like to get those drawings that are designed in A3 also in a paper size A3. So I select A3 here, and I'm using the same printer by default and same paper tray, but in this time I will select A3 paper size landscape. CustomTools determined that correctly, so I don't need to touch that. And I know that I have used in my design portrait paper of size A4 as well. So I can select still the A4 portrait. And as you can see, CustomTools determined all the settings like a paper orientation correctly already. So I just need to select the desired paper size. So now, if I use this printing profile rule, all my drawings that are designed in A4 portrait are printed by using Epson XP 540 series printer and paper size A4 portrait. If drawing is in SolidWorks made A3 landscape, then still CustomTools uses the same printer, but this time paper size is A3 landscape. And for all the other cases, CustomTools will use default printer, which I define to be the same printer, but the paper size is in that case A4 landscape, and the graphics are scaled so that it fits to the paper. And I could just give a name that I can refer the rule later on. So this actually is my home printer, so I can make this rule there and CustomTools would then automatically select all the files that applies to the rule. So by default, or drawings. And if I would have here assembly open, then it would select all those files. I can also later on drag and drop here files more if I wish. And same filtering options are also available for the printing. And I can also, if I'm using the templates, I can also include printing to the template. So if you need to produce the paper prints and some other output files after you have committed or finished your projects, you should define a template where you include all the options and settings, and what you need to then do is to only select a correct template, and CustomTools will take care of the rest. So this was pretty much everything I have to show you today. Thank you for joining our webinar today. I hope that you found that useful for you, and if you haven't upgraded yet to CustomTools 2021, that you found at least some reasons to make an upgrade.
We are in the life-saving business. We kill your routines before they kill you.